So funny, we were talking about the Hanukkah and the menorah lighting, Crown Heights, Grand Army Plaza, and you know, I'm scared of heights. But you know, I decided to go up. They had the little cherry picker, and we're swinging from side to side. And all of my team on the ground is saying, "What's going on?" So we get up to the height, and I see the guy that's handling the cherry picker scratching his head. And he says, "They told me to deliver it here. They didn't tell me I had to operate it." And I'm already up in the sky, you know. And so think twice before you make the decision to go up on one of those cherry pickers. This is such an important event. We were in Greece a week and a half ago talking about the increase in anti-Semitism. And there I walked away with the real belief that, one, we can't just police our way out of this. Yes, we must be very clear on those who perpetuate hate. I believe that there should be a no plea bargaining rule for those who commit hate crime. You need to do time. You need to do time. And it means that when the FBI and NYPD and a Jewish organization and others discovered that someone was wearing a swastika, had loaded semi-automatic weapon, and they were going to do harm to the Jewish community, and we were able to move rapidly by using all of our forces of see something, say something, and do something. We were able to apprehend them. But when a person inflicts hate on a community, they're not going to stop just at that community. They're going to continue that hate. And so we need to be clear on the law enforcement response. But then we need another response. The architects of building the Black-Jewish relationship, many of them have transitioned. Some of us know each other. My relationship with the Jewish community, yes, I know. But where's the pipeline? Where's the pipeline of young people that are in a creative way learning to appreciate the African American experience, the Jewish experience, my Latino brothers and sisters, my Muslim brothers and sisters who are being attacked for wearing a hijab? That's the pipeline that we must build out, and we must be creative in doing so. It must be like a Karate Kid moment when the young man thought he was washing the car, only to learn that he was learning karate. Our children must be built into everyday systems of how do we come together and appreciate the diversity of the city. If we want to acknowledge it or not, we are a segregated city. We look at someone with a kufi, a yarmulke, a hijab, or wearing a dashiki, or speaking a different language, we move away from them instead of leaning into them and say, wow, I want to learn from you because I believe I can develop my full personhood by learning from your experience in life. And we have to be intentional about doing that. It's just not going to just happen. That's why in our Department of Education, we're focusing on not only allowing our children to be academically smart, but they must be emotionally intelligent. Everyone talks about building a better world for our children. No, we have to build better children for our world. And it's crucial that we become creative. We had this thing in Brooklyn called Breaking Bread, Building Bonds. 10 dinners, 100 dinners, 10 people at each dinner. Each person came from a different ethnic culture, religious lifestyle. And they did something revolutionary. They talked to each other. They utilized the lubricating value of food to lean into their discomfort and started asking questions that we've all wanted to ask but never did. And lastly, social media. Hate, traditionally, you were able to stay in a corner of your home and spew your ignorance. But social media is destroying our lives. And you're able to now coalesce. And you're able to lean into someone who is angry or dealing with mental health illnesses or are feeling somewhere of isolation. You are now being radicalized right inside your own home. That young man that killed 10 individuals in Buffalo was not radicalized by his family. his school, his friends. He was radicalized through social media. And social media has now been used to proliferate hate and cause people to take that hate and funnel into groups they didn't hate, but it was taught to hate, and say your problem is because of a particular group. If we don't mobilize and tell social media, we know you're using your algorithms to target people to sell your product in hatred, we need to force them to understand they have a social responsibility, that they cannot sell hate and destroy our communities, and then act like they don't know what they're doing. They're conscious of it. They're throwing a rock, hiding their hands, and they're watching us bleed, and they give us a Band-Aid and say we want to be your friend. No, you have a responsibility. You can determine the hate that's been spewed and take it off your media. And I don't want to hear people tell me about, well, you know, you have a freedom of speech to do so. That is not acceptable. Social media is having a major impact on the hatred that you are seeing in this city and in this country, and if not, across the globe. It is time for us to be responsible and bring them to the table and do so. And we can't remain silent. Can't remain silent. The greatest challenge we have in front of us is that we have become silent. And when you come together like this and state we refuse to be silent, that we're going to mobilize together, and we're going to have an open display of how much we need each other and how much we can build on our city and our country. If it happens here in New York, it cascades throughout the entire country. The way goes New York. If people like it or not, goes America. And the way goes America goes the globe. If the seed of hate is planted here, the harvest of hate will spread across the globe. I say right now, let's plant a new seed. And I cannot thank you enough, brother, for what you're doing, how you are raising the consciousness of people to make sure we understand the importance of the moment that we're in. And I thank all of you for today, coming out today. Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas.